Welcome dear students to this physics teleteaching class. We will continue with our discussion on electrostatics. In the last class, I introduced the concept of electric field and electric dipole and calculated electric field due to a point charge and discrete distribution of charges. Now, let me recall an electric dipole consists of two equal and opposite point charges. Those are separated by a small distance. Here you can see the 2 point charges minus q and plus q, and the separation is 2L, and the dipole moment is quantity of charge multiplied with separation between the charges, and the direction is from minus q to plus q. The most common examples are water H2O and common salt NaCl. Now, let us find electric field due to an electric dipole at a point on the axial line and equatorial line. So, first let us see on the axial line. Two point charges having same magnitude minus q and plus q separated by a distance 2L. This is the dipole axis, the center of the dipole, this is L and this is also L. This is the point of observation P. Here we wish to find electric field intensity at that point. From center of the dipole to the point of observation, the distance is r. From plus q to point P, the distance is r minus L, and from minus q to point P, the distance is r plus L. Here let us imagine a test charge at point P. Then this test charge will experience a force of repulsion due to plus q charge. The direction of electric field intensity will be like this, that is E plus q. Okay. Then the test charge will experience a force of attraction due to negative charge minus q charge in the opposite direction, that is E minus q. Okay. So, the resultant electric field intensity will be in the direction of E plus q, as E resultant, as E plus q is greater than E minus q, as force of repulsion is greater than force of attraction. So, here electric field at point P due to plus q charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q upon the distance is r minus L. So, r minus L square. As we know, the electric field intensity due to a point charge is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square. So, here the distance is r minus L. So, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r minus L whole square, and the direction is along P, P vector. P vector is the unit vector along the dipole axis from minus q to plus q, the direction of dipole moment, that is from minus q to plus q. Similarly, electric field due to minus q is equal to minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r plus L whole square. The distance is r plus L. Okay. P vector. Here negative sign minus p vector means the direction is opposite to P, E minus q. Okay. So, the resultant electric field intensity is equal to E plus q plus E minus q, that is equal to, taking common, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught whole into 1 by r minus L whole square minus 1 by r plus L whole square. So, on solving we will get q upon 4 pi epsilon naught 4 r L upon r square minus L square whole square. Okay. As L square is very less than r square, L square is very less than r square. So, neglecting L square we will get q upon 4 pi epsilon naught. We can write 4, that is 2 into 2 r L upon, that is r to the power 4. See, q into 2L, what it gives? That is dipole moment. We know that dipole moment is equal to charge into separation. So, q into 2L. So, means though that is equal to E is equal to 2 p r upon 4 pi epsilon naught r to the power 4. So, r cancelled. So, E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, that is k. So, 2 k p upon r q. This is the magnitude of electric field intensity, and the direction is see, the direction is along p vector. The direction is along the dipole moment. So, in vector form, E vector is equal to 2 k p vector upon r q. This is our final expression. So, this is the direction of electric field is along p on the axial line of dipole. Okay. Next we will see on the equatorial line. On the equatorial line, see, 2 point charges minus q and plus q separated by distance 2L, and this is the dipole axis. Okay. And here the equatorial line, that is perpendicular bisector, and here we wish to find at point P the electric field intensity. So, the distance here, the distance is, this is L and this is L. From minus q to point P, the distance is, see, the from center of dipole to point P distance is r. So, this distance is r square plus L square root over, this is right angle triangle, and this distance also from plus q to point P, that is r square plus L square root over. Okay. See, just imagine a test charge at point P. Similarly, the test charge will experience attraction force due to the negative charge. So, that means the electric field intensity will be in this direction, that is E minus q. Similarly, the test charge will experience a force of repulsion due to plus q charge, that is E plus q. Okay. And here is the line parallel to dipole axis. See, the angle here, the angle is theta and here also theta. So, these are two parallel lines. So, the angle, this angle will be also theta and this angle will be also theta. So, on resolving E plus Q, that it will give, that is E cos theta, and another component will be E sin theta. Okay. Similarly, on resolving E minus Q, we will get, that is E cos theta, and here also E sin theta. Then E sin theta components, they are equal in magnitude, but opposite in direction. So, they will be cancelled out, and E cos theta components will be added up. So, see the mathematical steps, that is electric field intensity at point P due to plus Q charge, that is the magnitude of electric field intensity is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by, that is R square plus L square, and here magnitude of electric field intensity at point P due to minus Q charge is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus L square. Okay. So, the resultant electric field intensity is equal to, see here E cos theta plus E cos theta, that is 2 E cos theta, because they will be added up. So, 2 E cos theta. So, putting the value of E and cos theta here, we will get, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square plus L square, and cos theta is, that is L upon R square plus L square root over. See 2 Q into L, that is Q into 2L, it will give, that is P, we know that P is equal to Q into 2L. So, P upon 1 pi 4 pi epsilon naught, P by 4 pi epsilon naught into R square plus L square 3 by 2. Okay. So, as L square is very less than R square, so neglecting L square, we will get E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by R to the power 2 to cancel. So, R to the power Q. Okay. So, E is equal to K P upon R Q. This is the magnitude of electric field intensity, and the direction is, see what is the direction of electric field, resultant electric field, that is opposite to P, because P dipole moment, the direction of dipole moment is from minus Q to plus Q, but the resultant field direction is from, is opposite to P. So, in vector notation, that is in vector form, we will get, that is E vector is equal to minus K P upon R Q. The negative sign here indicates that the direction of electric field intensity is opposite to P. Okay. See, so magnitude of electric field intensity at on equatorial line is equal to E equatorial, that is K P upon R Q, but magnitude of electric field intensity at axial line is equal to 2 K P upon R Q, that means 2 into K P by R Q. So, that is equal to 2 into E equatorial. So, E axial is equal to 2 into E equatorial. So, at the same distance, the electric field intensity at the axial line is double in strength at the equatorial line. Okay. Next, we will see what is the electric field intensity due to electric dipole at any point. Okay. At any point of the dipole. Here you can see this is the general formula, that at any point is the general formula, and from that formula we can calculate both electric field at axial line and equatorial line. So, similarly, this is a minus q and plus q charge, this is a dipole axis, and here this is the point where we will calculate electric field intensity. The separation is 12. So, this is L, also this is L, and here the dipole moment direction is from minus q to plus q, okay. And the center to point of observation, the distance is r and the position vector is r vector. So, p vector is making an angle theta with r vector, okay. So, resolving p we will get, that is, one is p parallel to r, that is p parallel is equal to p cos theta, and another one is p perpendicular to r, that is p sin theta. So, this is p sin theta line, okay. So, from the figure you can see that point P lies along the p cos theta line. See, you can see that point P lies on the axial line of dipole with dipole moment p cos theta, okay. So, the electric field intensity will be in the direction of along p, that is E parallel, and point P lies on the equatorial line of dipole with dipole moment p sin theta. So, the direction is opposite to p, that is E perpendicular. So, by drawing parallelogram we will get the resultant electric field intensity E r. So, E parallel is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 p cos theta upon r q, as we know from axial line, that is 2 k p by r q. So, 2 k p cos theta upon r q, and E equatorial line, that is k p upon r q. So, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught p sin theta upon r q, okay. So, the resultant electric field is equal to E parallel square plus E perpendicular square root over. So, on solving we will get, that is p upon 4 pi epsilon naught r cube 4 cos square theta plus sin square theta root over. Here we can divide, that 3 cos square theta plus cos square theta, and cos square theta plus sin square theta gives us 1. So, we will get, that is p upon 4 pi epsilon naught r cube, that is 1 plus 3 cos square theta root over. This is the general formula of electric field intensity. Students, we found electric field intensity, that the magnitude of electric field intensity of electric dipole at any point. This is the magnitude expression, and here we will find what is the direction. That is, see, the resultant electric field intensity is making an angle alpha with r vector. So, tan alpha is equal to E perpendicular upon E parallel, that is sin theta upon 2 cos theta, that is half tan theta. So, alpha is equal to tan inverse half tan theta, okay. So, this is the general formula of electric field intensity. From this formula we can calculate, that is case 1, on the axial line, that is when theta is equal to 0 degree and theta is equal to 0 degree, that is cos 0 1, that is 1 plus 3 4 root over 2. So, E is equal to 2 k p upon r q, okay. And case 2 is, that is on the equatorial line, that is when theta is equal to 90 degree, that is cos 90 0. So, the expression of electric field intensity is E is equal to K P upon R Q. Okay. So, from the general formula at any point we can calculate the electric field intensity on both axial and equatorial line. Okay. Students, you know that electric field intensity due to a point charge, the expression is E is equal to K Q upon R square. This is for point charge, and in case of dipole, E for dipole, that is equal to K Q upon R Q. What do you observe from these expressions? That for point charge E is inversely proportional to R square, and for dipole E is inversely proportional to R Q. Okay. That is, at 2 meter distance electric field will deplete 4 times, and in case of point charge, and in case of dipole electric field will deplete 2 to the power 3, that is 8 times. Okay. So, where electric field depletes faster? In case of dipole. So, note down, that is, in case of dipole, in dipole electric field depletes faster, depletes faster. Okay. Let us move to the slide. That here you can see the direction of electric field on both axial and transversal line, and also you can see that is E versus R graphs for point charge and for dipole. That is, on the axial line, that is direction of electric field is along P, that is P direction from minus Q to plus Q, and on the equatorial line, that is the direction of electric field is opposite to P, that is opposite to dipole moment. Okay. Here you can see the E versus R graph, that is when you plot R tends to 0, that is E tends to infinity, and when R tends to infinity, E tends to 0. So, the graph will be like a decay, exponential decay curve, and the decay curve should not touch the x axis and should not be parallel with the x axis, but in a decreasing way. Okay. So, this is the graph for E versus R for point charge, as it proportional E proportional to 1 upon R square, but in case of dipole E inversely proportional to R Q, that means E depletes faster in case of dipole than point charge. So, the decaying curve is, so the graph will be more decay. Okay. So, this is the graphs for E versus R. And students, this is very interesting thing, that you know that how electric field varies with different powers of R. Okay. That is R to the power minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5. You know that is R to the E varies with R to the power minus 1 in case of line charge, that is the expression is E is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught R. Okay. So, E is inversely proportional to R, that is proportional to R to the power minus 1 in case of line charge, and for monopole, that is for point charge, E inversely proportional to R square, that is proportional to R to the power minus 1, and in case of dipole, E proportional to R to the power minus 3, and in case of quadrupole, that is E proportional to R to the power minus 4. What is quadrupole? That is sum of two electric dipoles, and E varies with R to the power minus 5 in case of octopoles, that is sum of two quadrupoles. Okay. You should know this, is very interesting. So, it is all about electric dipole. So, we have already discussed, we all discussed about electric dipole, and in the next lecture we will see what is the geometrical or graphical representation of electric field, and that is electric field lines. Okay. How we will know that where the electric field is stronger, where the electric field is weaker, whether the electric field is uniform or non-uniform, and what is the direction of electric field, etc. and today we will discuss about geometrical or graphical representation of electric field, that is electric field lines or lines of force. So, students, do you know who is he? The one who never had a formal scientific education, but a self-taught scientist, famous for the study of electromagnetism and discoverer of benzene as well. So, both chemist and physicist, the father of electricity is Sir Michael Faraday. He educated himself by reading books on a wide range of scientific subjects while working in a bookshop. So, from a simple bookbinder to a great scientist. So, he is the person who introduced the concept of electric field lines to visualize the electric field, and he called the electric field lines as lines of force. So, what are electric field lines? The imaginary lines which give the idea regarding magnitude and direction of the electric field are called electric field lines. Here you can see the picture. These are pictorial representation of electric field around a charge configurations. They have no physical existence. Now, let us study the properties of electric field lines, or what are the rules to draw electric field lines. One of the property is electric field lines originate from positive charges and terminate on negative charges. So, students, why the field lines originate from positive and terminate on negative charge? Let us see that how the diagrams are drawn and how the field lines are drawn for the positive and negative charge. See, suppose this is a positive source charge plus q, and just imagine our test charge here, that is q naught, the test charge, and you know the test charge is positively charged, and this test charge will experience a force of repulsion due to positive source charge. So, the direction of electric field will be like this. Okay. So, at the same distance, that is same radius, everywhere when we place test charge, the electric field is same and the direction will be outward. Okay. So, when we place the test charge here, then the electric field also outward, but less than the first, less than before, and in the same radius, that is same distance, the electric field will be same and outward. Okay. Similarly, when we place electric field here, and also the electric field will be like this and less than before. Okay. So, for positive point charge, electric field lines are outward. Okay. Similarly, for negative point charge, negative point source charge, when we place the test charge here and force, it experiences a force of attraction. So, the electric field lines will be inward. Okay. Now, we will see in case of two like charges, that is when two like charges are present, then what will be the electric field lines? See how they are drawn. Place a test charge here, imagine a test charge here, and this test charge will experience force of repulsion due to first positive source charge, that is in this direction. Okay. and due to second positive source charge, the test charge will experience a force of repulsion in this way. Okay. But first electric field is more than second. Why? Because the distance is less, so electric field will be more, and here the distance is more, so electric field will be less. So, by drawing parallelogram, we will get the resultant electric field. Okay. So, when we draw electric field line, this will go, this will go in this way. Okay. Then also you imagine test charge here, and in this way the line will be. Okay. So, in this way we can draw electric field lines due to like charges like this. Okay, that is outward. Okay. Similarly, when two unlike charges are present, that is for in case of dipole, that is one positive charge is present and one negative charge is present. In case of dipole or two unequal charges, imagine a test charge here. So, this test charge experience a force of repulsion due to positive charge, that is in this direction. Okay. And also it will experience a force of attraction due to negative charge in this direction. It is less as distance is more. So, the resultant electric field will be, direction of electric field is like this, and when we draw electric field line, that will go in this way. Okay. So, in a similar manner we can draw another lines. That is, here is outward and here is inward. Okay. So, this is the rules. So, this in this way we can draw that electric field lines. Now, let us study the next property. Here you can see that is electric field lines are continuous, but not closed loops. They are why they are continuous? Because the electric field lines do not break in a mid air. So, they are continuous curves, and but not closed loops, because they start from positive and end on negative and not come back from negative to positive again. That is why they are not forming closed loops. Okay. Next property is the direction of tangent at any point gives the direction of electric field at that point. You can see that at point P and point R, the tangent at that point gives the direction of electric field. Next one is, two field lines can never cross each other. Students, at a single point, at a single point, two tangents, that is two directions, cannot be possible. That is why two field lines can never intersect each other. Okay. Next property, field lines are always perpendicular to the conductor surface. Also, you are seeing this picture, that is in a plane sheet how the electric field lines are perpendicular to the surface, and in a curved surface also at each and every part of the curved surface field lines are perpendicular. Okay. Next, the relative density, that is closeness of the field lines at different points indicates the relative strength of the electric field at that point. That at point A, here you can see that field lines are closer. That means, this point has greater strength in relative to point B. Why? Because their density is more and concentration of lines are more. That is why the relative strength at point A is more than point B. because in the region of point B, the lines are farther apart. The next one, number of field lines is directly proportional to the amount of charge. That means, the more will be the charges, the more will be the field lines. You can see that how for plus 10 coulomb charge, field lines are more than plus 5 coulomb charge. Field lines contract longitudinally during attraction between unlike charges. You are seeing the picture that in case of dipole or between unlike charges, how field lines contracted lengthwise, that longitudinally means lengthwise like a rubber sheet. Okay. So, this shows force of attraction, and between the two unlike charges electric field is maximum, that is E maximum. And the last one, that field lines exert lateral pressure during repulsion between like charges. When two like charges are present, they exert a lateral, due to lateral pressure they repel each other, and this shows force of repulsion. See, in the middle point of two like charges, that is the point N is there, that is the N is called neutral point or null point. At that point no electric field lines are there, that means their electric field is 0. Okay. So, that point is called neutral or null point. Next we will see what are uniform and non-uniform electric fields. What are uniform electric fields? In case of uniform electric fields, the electric field lines are straight, parallel and equispaced. Okay. For example, parallel plate capacitor, this forms uniform electric field. What are non-uniform electric fields? Other than straight, parallel and equispaced lines, others form non-uniform electric field. Here you are seeing the images, pictures of non-uniform electric field lines. Here there are various shapes of electric field lines, and you know that for a positive point charge the electric field lines, that is they are outward, and for negative point charge they are inward, and for line charge you can see that for the line charge they are radial in parallel planes, and for plane sheet of charge the lines are parallel lines and form uniform field. So, now let us test our understanding. Which among the curves shown below cannot possibly represent electric field lines? Students, you answer the question. Which among the curves cannot possibly represent electric field lines? The first one, is it correct? No, because electric field lines are not perpendicular to the surface. So, this is wrong. Second one, this is also wrong, because electric field lines are originating from the negative charge, that is not possible. And third one, is it correct? Yes, that is all rules are satisfied. Next one, is it correct? No, because electric field lines intersect each other, and the last one also wrong, because they are forming closed loops, which is not correct. Okay. So, the third option is the right answer. So, students, so we completed our electric field due to point charge and discrete distribution of charges. Now, we will see how to find electric field of a continuous charge distribution body. See, we know from the property of charge, we know charge is quantized, that means charges are discrete in nature. When seen microscopically, we can see the charges are discrete, but on a macroscopic scale, the excess charge on a body can be regarded as a continuous distribution of charges on the body. Okay. So, on a macroscopic view, the body is seen like that the charges are continuously distributed. In that case, in order to compute the electric field at point P, that we have to divide the charges that infinitesimally small charges. Okay. So, electric field is equal to K sum of delta q n upon R n square, R n cap and the total electric field is equal to K limit delta q n tends to 0 as they are infinitesimally charged, sum of delta q n upon r n square r n cap. So, total electric field is equal to K integration of dq upon r square into r cap. So, next we will discuss what are the types of charge distribution. So, depending upon the nature of charge distribution, we have different charge distributions. The first one is linear charge distribution, that means that how charges are linearly distributed on a line. So, when we take small element, that is dl, the small charge is dq is equal to lambda into dl. So, the total electric field E is equal to, we know that k q upon r square. So, q is lambda into dl. So, here electric field intensity E is equal to k integration of, because we are calculating total electric field. So, we will take integration. So, electric field intensity E is equal to k integration of lambda dl upon r square r cap, where lambda is linear charge density, that is lambda equal to q upon L, that is charge per unit length. We know charge density means charge per unit dimension. Okay. So, for linear charge density, that is charge per unit length. What is its unit? That is coulomb per meter, charge q by L. So, coulomb per meter. Next, surface charge distribution. So, in case of surface charge distribution, we will take small element, that is dA, small area dA, and the small charge dq is equal to sigma into dA. Okay. So, total electric field E is equal to k integration of sigma dA upon r square r cap, where sigma is surface charge density or sigma is equal to q upon A, that is charge per unit area. Okay. So, what is its unit? That is coulomb per meter square, charge coulomb and area meter square. So, coulomb per meter square. This is the surface charge distribution. And next one is volume charge distributions. Similarly, when we take a small volume dV and the small charge is dq is equal to rho into dV. So, total electric field is equal to k integration of rho dV upon r square into r cap, where rho is equal to, rho is volume charge density and rho is equal to q upon V, that is charge upon charge per unit volume. What is its unit? Coulomb per meter cube. Okay. So, charge per unit volume. So, the Greek letters lambda, sigma and rho we are using this in this all charge distributions. Next, we will see electric field of a uniformly charged ring. Okay. See, when the line charge, we have already discussed about line charge, when the line charge is bent, it can be formed into a ring. Okay. And the radius of the ring is r and q is the charge on the ring and x the distance from the point P, distance of point P from the center of the ring. So, the total electric field, when we take electric field that has two components, vertical and horizontal components, all vertical components will be cancelled out and the horizontal components E cos theta components will be remained. So, the total electric field E is equal to d E cos theta integration of d E cos theta. So, putting the value of E, that is k q upon r square. So, r square here a square, that is r square plus x square, and cos theta is x upon r square plus x square root over. So, putting all this value, we will get E is equal to q x upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus x square 3 by 2. What are the special cases? The first case is when point P lies at the center of the ring, that is x is equal to 0, at that point E is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, E is equal to 0. That means, inside the ring there is no electric field. And case 2 is when point P lies far away from the ring, that is x is very greater than to radius of the ring, that is r, and we can neglect r square as compared to x square. So, there electric field E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q x upon x square 3 by 2. So, we will get E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by x square, and this is the expression for electric field intensity due to point charge. Okay. Next, we will study what is the motion of a charged particle in an electric field. Students, do you know when a charged particle of mass m and charge q moving in an electric field of magnitude E has an acceleration a is given by that we know that what is force? Force is equal to q into E. What is force? Let us see from the expression that see what is force? Force F is equal to q into E, we know that. And what is force in mechanics? That when acceleration is present, that is force is equal to m into a, mass into acceleration. So, putting the value here, that is m a is equal to q into E, that is, so a is equal to q E upon m. Okay. So, acceleration is, so this is the expression of acceleration of charged particle, that is we know that force is equal to q E. So, acceleration is force upon m. So, force is q E, that so a is equal to q E upon m. This is the motion of the acceleration of the charged particle. When the charged particle of mass m and charge q moving in an electric field of magnitude E, it has an acceleration a, and that is given by a is equal to q E upon m. If the electric field is uniform there, that means same magnitude everywhere, then the acceleration is constant. So, it is all about electric field, and we covered both mathematical and geometrical part of electric field. We did mathematical analysis of electric field, and also we saw what is the geometrical representation of electric field as well through electric field lines. So, we covered all this, and from the electric field lines we can know that where the electric field is stronger, where the electric field is weaker, and what is the direction of electric field, whether the electric field is uniform or non-uniform. So, from seeing the electric field lines we can visualize the electric field, but actually electric field lines have no existence, they are only the imaginary lines. Okay. And we discussed about also electric dipole. So, the physical existence of physical significance of electric field is very important, and it helps us determine the electrical environment of configuration of charges, and it has many roles in case of biological systems as well. Okay. So, students, I hope you all have cleared from this discussion, and dear students, I hope you all get inspired by the life of Sir Michael Faraday. What I told, like him, you should not feel defeated by the difficulties come in your life, but take them as opportunities and use them to be a winner. Thank you.